Beautiful people. How you doing? Welcome back to the Victor Brooks Show, Instagram Indie Fam Series. Y'all come on in here. It's Football Sunday, and I want to thank each and every one of you who are taking your time to join us live. Maybe your favorite game isn't on at this time, but just the fact that I know that you can join us when you can sure means a lot. And those who watch on the recorded afterwards, we thank you as well. Who do we have here? What's happening? Original Music. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Corazon, thank you for joining us today to talk with our guest, Evan Fuerst, aka Mr. Fuerst from Miami, Florida. I can't wait to get into this conversation today, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the Victor Brooks Show, Indie Fam Instagram series, it's all about the artist and their journey. We get to know the artist that when we're scrolling through and we enjoy that artistic expression that we see, whether they're musicians, whether they're poets, whatever, we get a chance to get to know that artist. We get a chance to see that soulfulness that comes through in their conversation as we get to know them. Ivete Martins, muito obrigado por seu tempo hoje. Muito obrigado. And when I see our guests arrive, we'll bring them in. But keep those emails coming, y'all, and keep the questions coming, because every question, Sue Boger, thank you so much. Thank you for taking your time. We're going to talk to Evan Fuerst, aka Mr. Fuerst, in just a bit. When he arrives, we'll start this conversation about his journey, his artistry, what fuels his passion, And I love the emails that you send me. Either the artist, majority of course are from the artist, and also the emails that come my way of the viewers, the people who mentioned that they found their next favorite artist, and you're beginning to download, follow, support that artist and their artistry. Thank you, because that's why we're here. And once again, like I said, for those of you of our larger audience that joins us that you're watching the recorded, which is still, I keep them here on Instagram on the page, so people can always come back, and watch that. And I thank you, because when you mentioned in your emails about, the new song from one of the artists, or something that you've learned that inspired you from one of the artists that were on, it makes me happy. It really does. And I can't, and I encourage you, go back and look at the episodes that have been here before, the previous episodes. And I always include the Instagram page tag, so that when you go see the episode, you can go right to that artist's page, and you can start here at Instagram and following them and getting to know them and getting to know their artistry and who they are and what feeds their soul, And like I said, the biggest audience is the audience that watches the recorded. And thank you so much, because it's not easy to watch live. But the fact that you do watch later, we sure, myself and the artist, we appreciate that. Miss Judy B, how are you, my friend? Ladies and gentlemen, watch, please, Judy B's episode, and follow Judy B here on as you see on the lineup. It's Miss Judy B Music Official. Go to Miss Judy here at Instagram, but then also follow her on YouTube. Just Google the name Miss Judy B Music Official. The music and artistry of Judy B is just, it caught me instantly from what it is that I was calling me, from what it was that she was giving through her artistry. You won't be disappointed at all. Much respect, Judy, much respect. And as I mentioned also, while we're waiting for Evan to join us, we are putting these episodes here onto the Victor Brooks Show YouTube channel, where you can see over 60 some episodes there from our other format that we started a couple of years ago. up through the end of last year. But definitely some notable names that I know you'll recognize and remember, talking of their journey and their artistry. And we are proud to say that just as important, and even in a lot of ways even more important, the artists that we are bringing to you here on the Instagram page are artists that you may not immediately remember or know their names or faces or music, but that's why this format is here. Because even though they have their followers already, they have people who are loving and enjoying and respecting their artistry, here in our way, we want to bring it to you even more. We want to get into that train, or get on that train of supporting the artist and their journey. So that's why today we're starting our first show right now. And we'll be right back at you at 2 o'clock and right back at you at 3 o'clock. You've seen the promos. And we're doing this the best every Sunday that we can. Why? Because we believe in the power of artistry, and we believe in the power of an artist, you know. Hello, Baki Young. Oh, come catch Bak's episode, which is coming up at 2, like I just mentioned. Thank you for your time. She's joining us all the way from Korea. When you follow, and I encourage you, follow, just as I mentioned, Miss Judy B Music's page, follow Bak Young's page here on Instagram. And you'll see and feel what I saw and felt. Her delivery of artistry, her delivery of music, her passion comes through what she gives us as far as her artistry is concerned. Some smooth bossa nova vocals and arrangements, and the easiness and down-to-earthness, realness of Lady Bak's Madame Bak, as she's called as well. MADAAM, Madame Bak, as well. But come on back and hear her story at 2. I know through technical things sometimes it's hard to connect for some of our guests, but I'm going to see if Evan still is able to join us. We'll give him a few more minutes and have him come on here. But yeah, I was actually talking to one of our previous artists actually this morning, and they mentioned that through this format they are now collaborating. This is our 4th known collaboration of independent artists because of the format here, where there was another artist who was watching this artist's episode, and they've asked me not to mention the names because they want to be able to promote their collaboration on their own, which I highly respect. But we worked out that when it's finished, we're going to bring them on together and talk about the collaboration and how it happened and what inspired one artist of watching their conversation that we have here, that the other artist was watching, and they played live. That's why we always love to have the artist perform something live, impromptu, a cappella, we don't care. And just the fact that you are here to do that, we're thankful. But this artist was watching the other artist episode. Once again, 2 different continents. One continent was watching the other continent, but speaking the same language of artistry, and now they're collaborating. My goodness, that's what it's all about. All right, I see that our guest has arrived. Evan Fuerst, aka Mr. Fuerst, is going to join us here now. Thank you, Marcia, for joining us. Thank you so much. Heidi, thank you, Heidi, for being here. I truly appreciate you. Lavender Apple, one of our original supporters of both over on the Victor Brooks Show live page, as well as here. Much respect. Thank you for what you do of supporting art and the artist journey. So let me get this here. And we will. Yes, we will. And once again, thank you all who watched the recorded version, our larger audience. Thank you. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Brother Fuerst?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing great.
Doing good. Am I pronouncing the name correctly? Is it yes. Fuerst?
Perfect.
It is. Wonderful, man. You know what? We developed this format, Brother Fuerst, because we're encouraging the support of the artist and their journey, you know? We're supporting the whole power of artistry, man, of what you're doing. And I believe you had a performance last night, right?
Yeah, I did.
How did it go, man?
It went well.
Yeah.
It was like this competition thing. It was very like I was very different from like the demographic that was there, which is something that I think is cool. So I was happy about it. A lot of people liked it. So
Right on. Yeah, I like that word different. You
yeah,
know, we can put that into the same box of original, unique. You
exactly.
did? So
Yeah.
tell us a bit about your uniqueness, brother. What is it that firstness that you deliver, uniqueness? What is that about?
Um, Man, honestly, I still don't even. I'm still not even sure what to say about that. Like people say that I'm unique, and I never really saw myself as like unique or different. People just tell me that all the time.
Mhm.
I like to sing. Where I live in Miami. Certain parts where most people do like rap and hip hop and a lot of that stuff. So I can see how I'm different to them. But
Mhm.
I just over time just been developing a sound that I can call my own. I'm happy about
Out
that.
of sight. Out of sight, man. You know, and that it took me a while at 57, an artist at 57, a dinosaur. I can tell you, brother, I came to a point where I said what you just said, and you started your answer that way. I hope I never stop learning what my development is, what my artistic boundary is, man. Do you think of it the same way that you want to keep adding to your artistry, man?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't. Yeah, exactly. Like you just it never stops as long as you're alive. Like you can keep learning. That's I think that's a beautiful thing.
That's right. And thank you so much, 17 at 7, Santonine, France. Thank you for what you're doing over there, Astrid, with the artistry, and Brother First, 17 at 7, Astrid in Santonine, France, is doing an incredible thing with artistry there. And they're bringing live performance, promotion, grassroots promotion there throughout Europe. And Astrid has been one of the forerunners, man, in that. So if you get a chance, follow Astrid 17 at 7 because she's one of our biggest supporters here, as well as I see our people from Brazil who logged on as well. Keep it coming, y'all. We know it's Sunday, and we thank you for joining us live to talk with our brother First today. And but we also thank you all who watch, the bigger audience that watches on the recorded. Keep it coming, y'all. Keep those emails going. Let's start from the beginning. You come from a musical family, brother?
Yeah, everybody in my family they can at least sing. A lot of them don't even they won't like admit it, but they all can sing. My
They
sister,
are.
dad, my
Wow.
mom. My mom was big in church. Like she was always singing in church. She was always the loudest one too. So I definitely get like my strength in my voice from her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's cool. And they get this burst of pride when they see what you're doing now.
yeah. My dad for sure.
Yeah.
He loves to see that. Cause like I don't talk to him as much as like I would want to, just because
Mhm.
I don't live with him anymore, and you know how that
Right.
is. You get older,
Right.
start doing
I
your own.
got you. Yeah.
So but whenever like I see him, whenever I can, like there's like this
Mhm.
gleam of like light in his face. It's always happy to see. So
Out of
I'm glad
sight.
that I have their support. I feel like
Right
that
on, man.
would be a very long way. I don't know how far I would have made it without that. So
Come on now. Yeah. I mean, you know what's exciting, man, is like what you're hitting is, well, first let me ask you this before we go into that. What is artistry or being an artist? Like I said, this format is talking like we're sitting around an artist buffet table or something. It's just like a bunch of artists talking because we can understand the same thing. You
right.
know, a lot of people who are not can listen to an artist conversation and be like, "What? You know, what's that about? Or why you know?" But talk to us, man. What feeds your artistic expression, brother? What keeps your artistry moving? What inspires
At this point, I'd say it's just life in general.
you?
Because as a music artist, I think the biggest thing that I struggle with is like knowing what to write about. So that can writer's block is definitely a big thing that happens to me. a lot of times. So I just try to let my life and like the world just inspire me to figure out a topic to write about, and then
Mhm.
everything else kind of just flows after that.
Gotcha. Or do you get more inspired as, uh, what can I say, by yourself in an inspiration moment, or do you pull the writing with others, or that camaraderie thing, or is it, what, what's your process with that?
I say it's a little bit of both because I have like planned out songs that
Uh-huh.
I take my time and I sit by myself and I write them out, and I have like projects and stuff. And but collaboration is always a beautiful thing because you never know what's gonna the
Yeah.
end result, because you can never really know what someone else is thinking. So when a
Mhm.
whole different perspective is brought into the mix, you can always. I don't think I've ever left a collaborative studio session and we came out with nothing.
Wow.
There's always like
Wow.
something there, and it's always a beautiful thing.
That's right. That's right, man. And what do you think? And this whole age of social media, I mentioned I'm a dinosaur, man. So I'm coming back from the 2 inch days and the days where we had to save up to get studio time, and and then hopefully find somebody who could, promote our thing and do our thing, and making copies. We had to get the money to make the copies, and then we get all the addresses to all the labels and all that stuff, and then somebody would have to take it out to the post office and send it off, and then we wait.
And that's not
But
even. I remember that. That's not even too long ago. Like a
yeah,
lot of the
yeah,
artists that I listened to had to do that. Neo had to
that's
do
right.
that. They're not even.
That's right. Yeah.
Close.
But
It's
in this day of social media, man, do you do you feel a not the word easier, but what is your feeling of being an independent artist in the social media age
that
right
is a,
now?
that's actually a very great question, because I've been thinking about that a lot. Like I've asked myself that, and I think that it can be like a double edged sword, because now that it's become so easy to
Mhm.
push yourself and promote
Yeah.
yourself, and the platform has just grown so big now that
Mhm.
there's so many people doing it, it can get oversaturated. And and this is not like a shot at anybody who's just trying out music because they want to, because that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Music is a very beautiful thing for someone to
Yeah.
want to try out. I do feel like maybe some people are just doing it because they see it might get them clout, and they're not really like serious about it. Because I'm an engineer, like that's what I
Yeah.
do on the day to day.
Right on.
So like I
Right on.
work with a lot of like artists, and sometimes you can tell that they're not really they barely record a song. Like they come in, they're not really ready. But so I feel like when something starts trending, when something starts becoming like very easy or accessible, you tend to get people who might just be in the mix just because, rather than actually wanting to get something from it.
Mhm.
So yeah, it could be a double-edged sword, because now it's very easy for me to promote my stuff. So I'm grateful for that.
Great answer, man. Great answer. And I didn't know you're an engineer, studio engineer as well.
Yeah,
Got you, man. So that ear, you got that ear going on. And
absolutely. I got
great, man. Congratulations. Because as many of us out there know, y'all, when we get into that studio, if it wasn't for the engineer, what we do and create, it would be missed. It wouldn't be.
honestly, back then, before I could, like when I first started recording music in
Uh,
the studio and stuff that my engineer would do, I was like, what? Like I didn't. I
yeah.
had no idea. Like I hated the way my voice sounded when I first started, and that's everybody. Like if you're just starting music and you're
Yeah.
watching, just know you're gonna hate your voice at the beginning.
Right.
It happens because
Yeah.
we don't really know what we sound like until we hear ourselves outside
That's
of
right.
ourselves.
That's
You
right.
know, so that's gonna happen. You get over it. You figure out, okay, this is what I sound like. How do I make it work? And
Yeah.
then that's how you start to like really become the artist you want to become, working
Yeah.
with what you got.
Yeah, 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 right on, man. And furthermore, what advice can you give artists? Let's talk to the artists now who may be going into the studio for the first time, who may be like, wanting to record their thing.
Mm.
What can you give them about what mindset preparation, or what to be prepared for before you walk in? Even mainly before you drop that money down to pay for that studio time. But now you're in there, you're
Hmm.
ready to record. as an engineer who does this is what you do. What can you lay on them, man, about that whole life in the studio?
In terms, all right, if you're talking your first time ever, all right, in terms
Yeah.
of preparation, uh, come and memorized. That would definitely help if you know your words off rip. Have your beat ready. If you have to download it off YouTube or whatever the case may be. I mean, it's a very quick process for like me to do that for you. So just as long as you know the beat, you know how to find it, just have that ready, have your lyrics memorized, and just have a lot of patience because it's not going to be this quick run through and then the song is done. Like, you might need to punch in, we might need to do takes over and over again just to make it sound exactly the way you want to. I've brought people to the studio for the first time plenty of times, and they just didn't know how stressful it was going to be because they weren't prepared for stuff like that. It's basically the same thing as like doing a movie. You do different takes over and over again, different versions, different angles almost. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a very repetitive, very tedious process. So just come in prepared, know everything, and just be very patient. And um, don't book too little time. Save
Mm.
money, because a lot of
Hmm.
people don't understand that an hour is not that long for
There you go.
recording a song. Unless it's like a quick rap song
Right.
and you come in prepared, then yeah, we might get something done. But if you're like a singer or you don't know your stuff or it's your first time, I recommend like 2 hours at least for
Hmm.
your first time.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Great advice, man. Great advice. Hey, Indie Fam and Positivity Posse. This is why we do what we do. This is why the
yes,
format is here, y'all.
yes,
We're here with our guest today. You're hearing the words. Not only the singer songwriter that we all are being introduced to, but because of this conversation, many already knew, but we're being introduced that our guest today is also the engineer of what he does. So this is why we do it, y'all. Keep those emails coming. Keep asking those questions, and we're going to keep bringing it to you. Just like now, follow this brother. Go to Mr. First page. Follow. Keep up of what he's doing. As you see and hear right now, he's got his mode of advice that he can deliver through his transition of artistry. Let's keep it together, y'all. Come on, man. I'm sorry. I do my commercials to our
I
brothers and sisters
I
watching, man.
love the
You
energy.
know?
We're all lovers out here, So
Yeah,
I
man.
love
What
the
do
energy.
you think the artist, what do you think a lot of times is misunderstood about an artist? That could be it is a very general question, but you'd be surprised of the different answers that other artists give us. The misunderstanding of an artist. If someone's not an artist, but they'll hear us and they'll talk, what do you think that the majority of the populace is misunderstanding about the artistic nature of an artist, man?
Um, it's an interesting question. I'm trying to think because I'm mostly around artists, so we kind of just,
There
we
you
kind
go. I got you. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I'd say I feel like if anything is misunderstood, I'd say I think it's just the content. Like when people, um, and that's one thing I realized about myself as I've been doing this is I stopped like watching movies and listening to songs,
Mm,
watching music videos. I stopped doing that the same way. Like
yeah.
now, I watch it and I'm like thinking it more of, oh, how did they do that, or like
Yeah.
oh, that probably cost a lot of money, like, you know what I'm saying,
Uh-huh,
like the
uh-huh.
production aspect of it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
people, like the content sometimes that the content that we're brought from artists, it was probably super elaborate and super hard to get that done, and I
Right.
feel like sometimes that appreciation may fall flat.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
like someone's like putting in everything they got to make their art, and to
Come on.
make it look crazy cool. And it probably was because, me, someone who does it, sometimes it's very difficult to get certain things in terms of content done,
Right.
So
Right.
when I see other people do it and it looks crazy, like it looks amazing, like just to think about the process it took to get it done and to make it look so good,
Yeah.
I feel like that can kind of get misunderstood by someone who doesn't do it.
Great answer, man. Fantastic. And I'm co-signing on all that. You're right. You're right. And a lot of times it's not a thing of that they're being disrespectful. It's just,
No,
it's a thing of, like you say, that connection of understanding because it's not something that their heart thrives on.
yeah, it's
You
like
know
they
what
don't
I'm
know how
saying?
the sausage is made type. You know what I mean?
There you go. They just go to the store, buy it, and eat it. And they don't remember how it goes in there, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which is
I got
perfectly
you.
fine as long as
Yeah,
you love it. That's
that's
perfectly
right.
fine. Just,
That's
just
right, man. That's right. Yeah, and you know what? I was reading an email yesterday about this what we're just talking about now, and it was an artist from Germany, 21 years old, and he went out and bought his home equipment, and he actually he first of all he quit his job as an attorney.
mm,
Well, a beginning attorney, just graduated law school, that kind of a thing, and said, you know what, he was in between, am I going to go ahead and go with my law career, or am I going to do, he said, I just made the decision I want to get into the music. I don't know how to play a guitar. I mean, you're talking about starting from scratch. This cat went out, he quit the whole thing for law, went out and bought a guitar, used what little the savings that he had put together for himself, now is getting guitar lessons to play the guitar, and then went and bought home equipment to record at home. And then has a friend who's like, showing him how to do the stuff, work the recording stuff at home, that kind of a thing. The dedication that it takes in artistry, especially if you want to make this a career. Your ideas of either taking this as a career and giving it all in, or doing like this cat and saying, you know what, well, like this cat did, or others who may want to just dibble dabble in it and, the back and not really feel, but that dedication as an artist, it's important, isn't it? To stick to it, to what it is that you want to do. Can that become overwhelming as an artist?
um, yeah, I think it depends on the mindset because like this lawyer that you just told me
Yeah.
about, if if he's if he feels like a certain level of pressure to be someone in the industry, then I
Mhm.
see how it can, because honestly that happens to me every so often. Sometimes I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be at this point in my life, or sometimes I feel like I'm moving too slow or I'm running out of time. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I'm going to be 24 soon in a few days actually, and
Okay.
um, and yeah, that tends to get to me sometimes. Sometimes it feels like I'm letting people down. Because I'm
Yeah.
not where I'm supposed to be in my life.
Mhm.
Um, I just try to remember that whenever it's supposed to happen for me, it's gonna happen. And
Gotcha, man.
um, in terms of the dedication, that just comes from like wanting to do it. 'Cause same thing as like being in shape, working out.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want to be in shape, you want to feel healthy, work out. You got to go to the gym. You got to eat right.
Right.
Same thing if you
Right.
really want to if you really have this passion for music, whether you want to be this big artist or not, you have to work at it to get good at it. It's not just gonna happen.
There you go. There you go, man.
So
That's
in
it.
terms of, yeah, the dedication, that's just the love for doing it is where the dedication will come from.
Hmm.
In terms of like mentally messing with people, I feel like as long as you don't have too high expectation and you're just doing it and you just let it go where it takes you, that's
Hmm.
probably the best route to do it if you don't want it to mess with your head.
Fantastic advice, man. And this whole thing of comparison as an artist, especially in social media now. If my numbers aren't as big as this person that's doing that, or if I don't have as many followers as this person, if I don't, um, there's, or some other comments I get from artists, especially independent artists, is, oh man, I know I could never do as good as so and so. Maybe as Alicia Keys or the big names. They got millions of followers and this and that. So I'll just do what I do because it's just something that I know I'll never really be a success at it. But I'll just do it because it's something which is a good thing. You got to do something to feed your soul. You have, as artists, we have to get that out. But that comparison thing, for the first. I've seen it do detriment to a lot of artists. And in my advice, it's not better than, it's different than. What's your take on the comparison thing?
I think that, yeah, one of the downsides to social media is that people are starting to believe that that's where their worth lies, and that's a sad thing, because just because you don't have X amount of followers doesn't mean you're not worth something. It just means
Mhm.
that not a lot of people can see it,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's not really about how many people see it. I think it's more so just about who loves it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think the people who love it, like, that's gonna start to spread around, and that's gonna happen when it happens. Um, I think that the in terms of like the comparing people to me personally, I've gotten that where people like see my following and they try to judge me off rip,
mhm,
but then they see what I do,
yeah.
and then they change their minds completely.
Gotcha,
You know,
gotcha. Yeah,
it's like, oh no, but you're actually really good. You just got to
right.
get out there. And
Mhm.
I'm sure that's the case for everybody.
For everybody. That's
Every,
right.
everything's just misunderstood until they actually see what you're talking about. They
Right,
see what you're doing, and then they're
right.
like, oh, okay, I get it. And
Gotcha.
then then you get that follow,
You get the fun.
and
That's
that
right.
just keeps happening, and then you just run them up once people
Yeah,
actually see your vision.
yeah.
So stick to your vision, and eventually it'll happen.
Well, brother, first, I want to give you much respect as the next generation of artists, man,
Thank
who are doing it. They're artists that, of course, and even with my generation, we had those we look up to and still look up to. Oh my God, speaking of that, we have the one and only Melba Moore who's giving love and much respect, Lady Melba. Thank you for being here. And you want to talk about a queen of the industry, of course, Broadway, television, music, the whole nine yards, but is one of those artists that believe in giving back, inspired me, one of my inspirations in life, and millions of others. And then to hear your conversation today, Brother First, it follows in that realm of what it was we were talking about at the beginning of the show, which was living your heart's desire, man, as an artist. The dedication to what you give, being true to yourself. Everything that you answered at the top of the show or during the show. I want to just give you your continued respect. I want to let you know that as far as whatever the Victor Brooks show, man, we're here to support. We want to know what you're doing. We want to know where you're performing, what album, what single, whatever is going on. We want to support your artistry because that's what it's going to take, man. That's what it's going to take. I believe,
sharing the love,
everybody throws that, huh?
sharing the love.
Sharing the love. That's it, man. And sharing the art, sharing the art, sharing the love, man. Oh, Lady Melba says hi, Evan.
Hey,
Yeah, man. So I don't want to put you in the spot. Do you have any acapella or anything, or you want to come back and do something for us at another date, man?
I can always do something. I can do something from one of my favorite songs off this EP that I just dropped not too long ago. It's called Lateria, named after my beautiful girlfriend. It goes something like this. I just wanna be around you almost every day. And anytime I'll be without you, all I do is think of ways to see you again. Yeah, I know I talk a lot, but I'll be backing that shit up like you do, you do, you do, you do. That's a little something.
Right on, man. Go ahead. And hey, listen, man, Melba Moore just put in just following Evan. So you go, that's what I'm talking about. We got to
Right.
keep the Evan, you got a smooth voice, man.
Thank you. Thank you so
That's
much.
your natural thing, man. You a crooner. That's what we call it back in the day. You a crooner, man.
Yeah. I know about it.
How would you, before we get out of here, man, how would you describe the artistry of Evan Fuerst, of Mr. Fuerst? If you had to put a description on your artistry, man, what would it be?
Flow. Just flow. 'Cause I think that's the most important thing for me. Like when I hear a beat, or when I'm working on something completely from scratch, like the main thing is like the melody, how it flows, and then I'll add the words, I'll add the music around it. But as long as something flows, it can keep somebody, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like captivated. Like it keeps them interested, keeps them, like interested in you, paying attention.
Yeah.
Because they're just bouncing with it. They can't fall out of it. They can't like zone out. They can't like lose interest, because it just flows and it just keeps switching, and it just works,
Right.
So as long as it's just the flow is smooth, that's how you get them.
Right on, man.
Flow,
Right on.
I would describe my artistry, or my music artistry.
Your music artistry. Well, you know what? Here at the Victor Brooks Show, we're going to coin the phrase first flow. That's what we're going to say. That's what it is right now today, man. You gave us the first flow, and we sure appreciate your time again, brother. Count on us. Keep us posted, man. And when we're in Miami, man, I'm going to look you up, brother. All right?
You're in Miami now?
No. I'm bi-coastal between Los Angeles and North Carolina.
Okay.
But, whenever I get back out to I used to live in Miami back in the 80s. But, yeah, long time ago. So, right on, man. Well, brother, keep on keeping on. Much respect again for your artistry, man. And
having me. Thank you. I really appreciate stuff like this. So
you got it, brother.
Thank
you got it. Keep on keeping on, man. We'll talk later. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody, thank you all so much for taking your time on a Sunday. And those in our bigger audience who watch on the recorded, this is why we do what we do. And we're going to come back at you in about 20 minutes with another artist. And then we're going to come back again at 3 o'clock with one more artist for the day. Why? Because we believe in letting that story be told from the artist. We believe that every artist needs an opportunity to be heard. We believe that especially our next generation of artists. And hey, y'all, we're all around the world. Thank you so much. And come on back and get some of that positivity on you. Take a bath in it, take a shower in it, scuba dive in it, skinny dip in it if you want to. Just jump in that pool of positivity. And when you come out, sprinkle it on as many people as you can, because that's what it's all about. And we'll see you next time. We love you, Sister Melba. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you for taking the time, and everyone else who joined us today. Thank you. We'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.